I'm Jeannie Richards, president and founder of Bryan's Hope. We are a grassroots nonprofit community advocacy organization that provides awareness, education, and support to all that have been touched by the opiate heroin crisis that plagues each county in every state of America.
A man shot up heroin and overdosed on a crowded bus outside Philadelphia. Now, video from inside that bus shows him going over the side there and also shows passengers trying to help. But it took a cop with an emergency heroin antidote to save his life. The man goes from near death to walking off the bus in just a few minutes.
In 2016, approximately 60,000 Americans died from opioid overdose.
A routine traffic stop turns into a matter of life or death when a driver falls unconscious.
Jay, look at me. Jay!
It has become the leading cause of death for people under age 50.
They continued CPR until paramedics arrived and administered a dose of Narcan, which reverses the effects of heroin on the respiratory system. Remarkably, the victim gets up and walks to the gurney.
Due to the increasing number of opioid heroin overdose, it is strongly recommended that if you live with, work around, or love someone at elevated risk for an opioid overdose, that you carry naloxone or Narcan rescue kit and be prepared to use it. Naloxone is a medicine and is also known as Narcan. It can be purchased at many Michigan pharmacies without a prescription. You must ask the pharmacy for it from behind the counter. When someone overdoses on opiates, they stop breathing. Naloxone reverses an opioid overdose so they can breathe again. Opiates include legal and illegal drugs made from opium or its derivative and can be natural or synthetic. They include heroin, methadone, Oxycontin, Vicodin, Percocet, Norco, codeine, fentanyl, even carfentanil and pink. These drugs can be obtained in pill, powder, or liquid form and can be swallowed, snorted, or injected. Naloxone does not reverse an overdose for drugs like cocaine, meth, alcohol, benzodiazepines like Xanax or Valium. Equally, naloxone will not hurt someone if they are not overdosing on opiates. Step 1. Recognize an overdose. How do you know if someone is overdosing? Signs of an overdose are the individual might not be breathing or is breathing very slow or shallow. They could be turning pale, blue, gray, especially on the lips and fingertips. They could be making snoring, gurgling, or choking sounds. They usually are very limp or become limp. Vomiting is highly common. Not responding to yelling or other stimulation. If this is the case, whatever's going on is an emergency and you need to call 911. Lay them on their back. Try to stimulate them with a rub on their sternum. Shake them. Call out their name or gender. Look at their chest to see if there is rise and fall. Put your ear near their face to listen and feel for breathing. If the person does not respond after the step 1 process, no matter what's going on, it's serious and possibly requires help from emergency medical service responders. There are laws in Michigan that protect you. Rescue breathing. First, make sure their airway is clear. Check for food or anything else in their mouth. Tilt their forehead back and lift their chin. Pinch their nose. Give them 1 breath every 5 seconds and continue doing this for 30 seconds. Give naloxone. If the person is still not breathing, it is time to use your naloxone. Your kit will always come with 2 separate doses of the medicine. If little or no response after 2 to 3 minutes, give second dose. The 2 most common methods of naloxone delivery are Narcan nasal spray for use in the nostril and naloxone auto-injector Evizio for use in the thigh. Removal of clothes is not necessary. Continue to keep breathing until the individual wakes up. It could take several minutes for the Narcan to kick in. Brain damage can occur after 3 to 5 minutes without oxygen, so you need to continue to breathe for the person until the naloxone kicks in or emergency medical services arrive. If there is little or no response after 3 minutes, give the person another full dose of naloxone. It won't hurt them. Follow-up. If the person is dependent on heroin or other opiates, they may go into withdrawal after you give them the naloxone. Withdrawal symptoms can include vomiting, diarrhea, sweating, agitated behavior. This may be unpleasant and dramatic, but it's not life-threatening and only lasts until the naloxone wears off. Naloxone wears off 30 to 40 minutes and there are still drugs in their system, especially if they overdosed on a long-acting opioid like methadone or Suboxone. Within 90 minutes, the effects will be gone. Watch the person for at least an hour or until EMS arrives in case they go back into overdose. When and if they wake up, keep them calm. Recommend they seek professional treatment immediately. Do not let them use more heroin or opiates because they could overdose again once the naloxone wears off. Recovery position. If you have to leave the individual for any reason, we recommend that you leave them in the recovery position. Roll them over onto their left side, bend their right knee, support their head on their left arm with the right hand. This position should keep them from rolling over onto their back so they won't choke if they vomit. Prevent overdose. Opiate overdose is most common when your tolerance is down, you mix drugs, and especially if you drink alcohol, you've been sick, tired, run down, dehydrated, or unable to use for any length of time. Or you use a stronger drug than usual, and usually there's no way of knowing this. It's recommended that you go slow after breaks from using. Be careful when mixing any drugs with alcohol. Stay hydrated by drinking lots of water and sleep as often as you can. Now let's review. Check for responsiveness. Call 911. Breathe for them for 30 seconds. If no response, give the first dose of naloxone. Continue breathing for them for 3 minutes. If no response, give them a second dose of naloxone. Monitor for 90 minutes to make sure they do not overdose again. Put them in the recovery position if you must leave for any reason. Refills. If you use our naloxone kit, please notify us and we will gladly give you another. You can get help and support to stop using drugs in Oakland County with commercial insurance. Call Sarah at Foundations Recovery. With Medicaid, Healthy Michigan, or no insurance, call Oakland County Community Mental Health Service. If after hours, call Common Ground. Thank you.